Easy dub.
We've all been there. Watching that stream or that highlight video of a professional gamer doing something that we can only fathom. The idea that some players are able to achieve so much more than others begs the simple question: how are they able to get this good? Were they simply born this way, or is there something that they're doing that we just don't know about? The answer, I believe, is that there is a secret, but even most pros don't know they're using it. Hey guys, S-Played here. In the last video on anger, I discussed the basic theory of mastery, which derives from Dan Pink's book, Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. The theory is pretty self-explanatory and quite basic at best. It boils down to the following. 1. Understand. Understand the game better than anyone else. 2. Do. Do the menial tasks over and over and over again until we're successful at them. And 3. Achieve, which involves repeating steps 1 and 2 for eternity, so that you're always getting better. Just recognizing that this is the pattern to mastering any new skill already puts you miles ahead of the competition. But how can we optimize this process? If we really want to get good fast, what can we do? In 2000, Sprague and Stewart developed a model for mastery that looks like this. We begin learning anything new in an unconscious, incompetent phase. This is the phase when we're understanding a game for the first time and we don't even know that we're bad yet. We're just playing according to how we've played other games. From there, we very quickly move to the conscious incompetence phase, where we recognize that there's a lot to learn. In this phase, we fail over and over and over again to develop the necessary skills to get better. And, per my last video, it's where reactive aggression can be at its peak if we don't consciously understand the learning process. After playing the game for a significant portion of time and practicing the necessary skills, we slowly move into the conscious competence phase. This state is where we recognize all the moves we need to achieve, and it requires our complete mental focus to accomplish them. If you've ever tried streaming a video game, most players notice a decrease in performance. That's most likely due to the fact that you're at a conscious competence phase, and by devoting portions of your mental energy to the chat, you're not able to accomplish as much as you'd like. The final phase is known as unconscious competence. If you've ever achieved greatness at anything, you know how this feels like. Back when I used to be an avid Gears of War player, I was able to tap into this state where I could play on autopilot. Sometimes I'd be playing the game and halfway through the game I realized I was thinking about something else the whole time, and the rest of my mind just knew what to do. This is the same state Tfue was in during the World Cup qualifiers. Even with the distractions of 250,000 people watching him live, he understood the game well enough that he didn't require his full mental capacity to place first. Some of you may have heard of the term flow state, and if you have, then this is exactly what that is. If you're unfamiliar with flow state, I'll likely do a full video soon diving into the science, so you'll just have to wait until then. Coming back to Sprague and Stewart, if the ultimate goal is in fact to reach the state of unconscious competence, where we are so good we can play without our full mental capacity, then what can we actually do to get us there? Before we get to some achievable action steps, let's first take a step back and understand exactly what allows us to learn quickly. In 1973, William G. Chase and Herbert A. Simon took novice and expert chess players and tested their short-term memory by placing chess pieces on a board and having the participants recall the locations. According to a recount of the events by Professor Anders Ericsson, quote, Chase and Simon showed superior memory for chess positions by chess experts. The study went on to use random notations to designate location, and similarly, the chess experts still had a better recollection. According to Ericsson, quote, this result implies that the superior memory of experts is not photographic and requires arrangement of chess pieces that can be encoded using associations to the expert's extensive knowledge in chess. In other words, experts tend to have extraordinary memories for their domain of expertise. In 1982, Erickson went on to prove that the reason for this extraordinary memory is not because they can photographically recall events better, but rather, experts tend to organize knowledge into conceptual chunks that allows them to not only access information more quickly, but transfer that knowledge across contexts more easily. For example, if you're playing Fortnite and you need to decide do you build or do you fight, an expert is able to recall an event in which they needed to do this before, and because of their quick recollection of a similar event, they're able to react quickly. Sometimes to the extent that it looks unbelievable. This is the secret skill that pros are using. They're simply memory experts. That, of course, begs the follow-up question: what can we do to better improve our context-based memories? 5 professors from Carnegie Mellon University broke down the steps in their book, How Learning Works: 7 Research-Based Principles for Smart Teaching. The steps are as follows. 1. Acquire component skills. Everything in the game you play breaks down to very small, minute skills. Aiming, for example, is a skill that can be broken down even further to tracking, flicking, and sniping. In Fortnite, building and editing are 2 skills, but also can be broken down into many different components. If you were to sit down today and break down your game of choice into skills, and then break those skills down to component skills, and break those down even further until there's no way to break them down any further, suddenly you have a plan. Suddenly you know exactly what you need to practice. Once you acquire the component skills, you can move to step 2, which is practicing integrating skills. For example, in Fortnite, that means being able to both build, shoot, and edit all in a matter of seconds. Just knowing the component skills doesn't mean you'll be capable when you start combining them together. A trivial example is back in grade school, even though you might have known how to do 5 plus 3 and the equation 3 minus 2, that doesn't mean you'll be able to do 5 plus 3 minus 2 on your first try at least. Putting skills back together is its own learning process. Step 3 is understanding when to apply skills. As learners, it's easy to get caught into the context dependence trap, where the component skills we learn are only useful in the situations in which we practice them. The ability to use integrated skills in a variety of contexts is known as transfer. Transfer is the same ability that distinguishes experts from novices. In order to develop transfer, it's vital we first have the foundational skills, and once that is complete, it's just a matter of trying to explore as many diverse context-based scenarios as possible and trying to use the skills you've practiced and getting better. In other words, putting yourself in as many difficult situations as possible and seeing how your set of skills that you've been working on match the scenario. So many players fall into the trap of learning a game by trying to do all these steps at once. They try to practice their component skills while simultaneously practicing integrating them and trying to learn how to transfer them across contexts. Just by recognizing that learning occurs when we break down skills into smaller pieces and then slowly build off the foundation, that will allow your brain to make connections, develop the conceptual chunks, and you too will be a memory expert at your game.
Oh my goodness!
I hope you all enjoyed this video. After researching this topic, I'm definitely going to be slightly altering my Fortnite Analyze series to focus on either integrating skills or analyzing context. As research suggests, this is the best way to learn. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe. These videos take a ton of time to make, which is why I haven't been uploading as much as I want to, but I think this topic is really interesting. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Boom!